Niaje guys, welcome to Soccer Direct, a show under Sports Eye YouTube Productions. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Sports Eye, also on Twitter where Rix is doing beautiful things. Soccer Direct is a show that is going to take an in-depth look at the tactical analysis of Kenya Premier League games, African Champions League games, where we will take you through every bit of aspect, going in-depth into the game. We will usually be having a tactical board, but as you can see, we are outside and we do not have a tactical board. My name is Angatia Josh, and with me today is a close friend of mine and a soccer guru who will introduce himself.
What's up guys, I'm Njiro here, a sports journalist with Mozart Sport, and karibu ndani ya Soccer Direct, ndani ya Sports Eye.
So today guys, we are at the Nyayo National Stadium. We are very sorry again, we do not have our tactical board with us because of logistics issues, but we are going to take an in-depth look at the TUSKER versus ULINZI Stars affair. Then we are going to take a look at the FC Leopards versus Kakamega Homeboys affair. So first of all, we'll start with the TUSKER versus ULINZI Stars. My friend here is nursing some pains as he's an ardent ULINZI Stars fan. I initially also worked at ULINZI Stars as a performance analyst. So we are going to take an in-depth look at leaving behind all the backroom stuff, how the game went, and where the game was won or lost. Murimi, how did you guys set up today as ULINZI Stars?
For starters, I think the team did well, and for the season, that's a good step. Looking into the setup of the game, they did 1-4-2-3-1 setup in their team, with of course Sule coming back to the team after sitting out a couple of matches with Stephen Ocheng taking over. He was shielded by Omar Bongi and Solitet on either flank with Nchika and I partnering in defense. Then there was the two in midfield, Issa Lumumba with John Kago. Ahead of them was Stafford Odhiambo with Boniface Mchiri and Stephen Etiang on each flank. Then up front, Hilary Simiu took over and was in charge of the hand for goals.
The ULINZI Stars squad was a pretty solid squad with some omissions that shocked us, ideally.
Bernard Ongoma,
yeah.
The captain, you expected that he would be the go-to player for the position 6, but he wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, so we'll get into details on how Murimi's beloved ULINZI GBUS setup.
God bless ULINZI Stars.
Yeah, so I'll take TUSKER FC. TUSKER set up in a 1-4-3-3 formation. They've been struggling with the midfield overloads of late, and it was interesting to see what experienced coach Robert Matano had up his sleeve. In goal was the very impressive, arguably one of the best goalkeepers this season in Brian Bwire.
I would say the best distributor, and arguably the best goalkeeper at the moment.
Yes. Well, we have Brian Bwire. Then we will, in defense, there was a shock of Momanyi not being in the squad. He's not being in the starting lineup. He struggled against Kariobangi Sharks.
Momanyi had to come in for Daniel Sakari Dante. Dante is on a compassionate leave.
Yeah. So while we're looking at the back line, we'll see that TUSKER had Brian Bwire in goal. The fullback options were occupied by Moni Kevin and Levin Odhiambo, who will talk about it in detail. We had Michael Kibwage, and former Kariobangi Sharks man, Tom Teka. Then in midfield, we also had Ouma Rogers, the never-aging Humphrey Mieno, and
but he was nowhere to be seen today.
I'll get into the details of protecting him later on, because Humphrey Mieno is a national treasure. If you after BN of Sauti Sol's voice, Rick's computers, then Humphrey Mieno, those are national treasures. So going into details, we'll see in midfield we had Humphrey Mieno. They had Humphrey Mieno. They also had Ouma Rogers, and they had Siwa Shafan. Siwa Shafan. And the front line was Lawrence Ruvanda, Deogracius Ojok, and the dangerous Michael Oduor. Michael Oduor is a man in form, a man who has gone ahead to score for Tusker, very crucial goals. The goal against Kakamega Homeboys in the league. So let us not bore you with the logistics. You can find the lineups on the team's social medias. Do they still post them? Oh, they do, eh? So you can find them on the team's social medias. I'll start with the Tusker build-up and how Tusker look to approach the game. In Tom Teka and Kibwage, you have Tom Teka, very good distributor of the ball, long balls. You have Brian Bure, as you have already said, a very good distributor of the football.
Actually, the best distributor goalkeeper we have.
I'd argue a case for Brian Omondi, but to each their own. So what's happening here is it was that as Tusker looked to build up, you could see Teka and Kibwage split each side of the goalkeeper. Levin Odhiambo would move higher up, providing width on the left, with Mike Odor providing width on the right. In the double pivot positions, we would have Humphrey Mieno or Ouma Rogers look to drop deep to try and progress and play. Then we would have Siwa Shafan play between the lines, while Luvanda inverted, or Luvanda and Oduor could exchange links. So Tusker, according to my understanding, Murimi, were using the wide overloads on the left side with the Levin to play football. Then they were switching the ball to Oduor or Luvanda on the right side. So they were using the overload to isolate scenario. How do you think ULINZI dealt with it?
Defensively for ULINZI, when dealing with the build-up sector for Tusker, you could see that the Mushiri and Etiang, they were dropping deep to form a double team with Bongi and Chacha. Then we had the two midfielders who are playing just ahead of the defenders, that is Issa and John Kago. They were screening that backline with Andai tasked with marking Ojok. Then you could see that by the end of the game, Ojok was so silent in that game, and I think successively they did silence Ojok.
It was a very good defensive display out of possession, as most tacticians like you would say. Out of possession, it was a very good display from ULINZI, but that's what we've come to expect from ULINZI, conceding a few amount of goals from set pieces. But ULINZI, as always, facing Tusker, it was always going to be dangerous. You have to be on form for the larger parts of the game, and that's what happened.
It was going to be another affair, considering that even in their last league match, they conceded in the last minute of the game.
Exactly.
Same mistake.
Now Murimi has brought in a very different dynamic. ULINZI conceded the goal in the last minute of this game, the dying minutes of this game. The same way Tusker scored in the first minute against Kariobangi Sharks, an overload on the right and a wicked cross brought in by Levin Odhiambo. Wow. You like him, huh?
Wicked left.
Yeah, you like him. So Levin Odhiambo brought in a dangerous cross, which was duly headed home spectacularly, if I might say, by Eric Otieno, the substitute.
Yeah, came off the bench.
Yeah, so Andai did a good job in pinning Ojok in the first half. Ojok scored in the last Tusker League game. Yeah, so Andai did a good thing in pinning them. One thing I'm impressed about was ULINZI's duel success rate. Roughly they had a 75% duel success rate in the game. The defeat will be tough for them. Tusker is still in the league, Tusker is still pushing, and we'll see how Matano, he's now having an issue with his midfielders. They are being crowded out of the game, as you had said initially. We did not see a lot of Mieno until the second half, dying minutes of the first half, and he has to try and sort it out, especially now that he's in the front run in playing the CAF competitions and representing the country. People are saying that he could get another Zamalek thrashing, but I think he has the quality now. So that was a good game. I'm sorry about the defeat.
I think we saw the introduction of David Odoi in the second half towards the later stages of the second half. It gave Tusker the free hand to move forward, and he is a good drive of the ball. He drives the ball so well, and that's why towards the end of the first half, the second half, we see that they were so much into ULINZI's half, and maybe who knows, that is David Odoyo could be Mieno's hair.
David Odoyo as Mieno's hair is a thing we will focally look at tactically, what he brings to the side and what David Odoyo does to the team. That was Tusker ULINZI, ended in a tough 1-0 defeat. I'll take you to the Masehemu after this to quench your sorrows. So guys, that was the tactical analysis of when Mwalala met Matano, when the 1-4-2-3-1 met the 1-4-3-3 formation, when the double teams met wicked crosses and numbers in the box. This was Soccer Direct from Sports Eye. Again, do not forget to follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Very active. Then you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we will next time have the tactical board. As you can see, I'm really insisting on it. My director is looking at me laughing, but we need a tactical board. Thank you.